faked a punt twice in 8 games. That's crazy to me. 9 games, I'm sorry. 9 games? 9 games. They faked a punt twice in 9 games, twice in the last 4. They've gone for it on 4th down a ton of times. At the amount that got Ron Rivera, that earned Ron Rivera a nickname, Matt Rhule has gone for it twice as much. And it's just kind of like, well, this is who he is, and he's an aggressive coach. I am curious whether this is how Matt Rhule will coach for the entirety of his regime, or whether this is 2020, this season, he feels like, whatever, what do I have to lose? Or, I have a talent deficit, so I need to go for it on 4th down and fake more punts and go and try to make 67-yard field goals, because these are the kind of things that I need to do to try and make up and compete this season.
Yeah, I think there are times, just like you just said, there are times when you go for it on 4th down, when you're a terrible team and you have nothing to lose, when you're a great team and you're cocky and you think the team that you're playing is bad. And I think it'll fluctuate. But, Robbie Anderson, I think I asked him this last game, or somebody did, but Robbie Anderson said that Matt Rhule told them that they were going to be an aggressive team, that they were going to go for it, on 4th down. So maybe that is part of his identity. I think they are going for it a little more than they probably will in the future. I think they were like a little over the top in the Chiefs game because they had to be. I don't think that's going to be like part of the norm. They go for it 3 times and then they kick 2 one-side kicks. Like, that doesn't happen normally. And, I think they knew how good the Chiefs were, even though they won't admit it. I think they knew how good the Chiefs were, and that's what they had to do to keep up with.
What's going on with DJ Moore?
Wait a minute. Can I answer this Rhule question real quick?
Go ahead, Colin.
Because what Josh says is important. It's not just pre-Riverboat, when we had shut around too. Remember the annexation of Puerto Rico? They were running some kind of crazy nonsense. And then all of a sudden the team gets good and you don't run that stuff. But with Rhule, if you listen to each one of these decisions, that they have identified something that they see on film and then are making a decision based on that. From the chin fake punt where they saw that they brought in too many guys, different moves, even the decision to receive against KC. Yeah, you want to establish it. You don't want to play from behind the whole time. But Rhule said it was about the 4th quarter and making sure that they had the wind to slice back because they thought it would be a 4th quarter game and they wanted that advantage. To me, Rhule is analyzing these situations and not just calling them, well, it's time to run a fake punt because that's what we need. Will the frequency come down? Certainly. But I think if Matt Rhule is going to be the coach that Panther fans want him to be, this has to be part of the package. And I look at Sean Payton. Sean Payton calls the onside kick in the Super Bowl. To have the guts to do that in a spot like that when it matters the most. And you know what they did? They trusted what they saw on film and in the game examples, just like Rhule did against the Chiefs. The onside kick, they got it. They did everything right. The Chiefs were playing 5 yards back. They kicked it 9.5 yards. That's the only issue. That's it. The play worked. Everything worked. So I'm bullish on this, and I think it's important because Rhule is identifying stuff, and staff are identifying things that are advantages on 4th down rather than just conceding the down. And to me, that is winning football.
They went for it on 4th and 14 on their own side of the field, they were down 2 scores at that point with 14 minutes left. I think that's a spot where most NFL head coaches punt.
And that's a KC respect play too. I mean,
Sure.
that's you don't do that against most teams, but that is a respect play. And to me, that one, some of them are more aggressive in spots, but again, it has to be a part, and it keeps the other team having to be accountable. It makes them think about these things throughout the week. This is, to me, I really like what we saw. And yeah, was it dialed up to 11 because of the year and it was the Chiefs and everything? Yes. But I think this aggressiveness is a positive for the Panthers going forward.
Just real quick. One more thing on this 4th down, because I have a stat. Ron Rivera and the Panthers went for it on fourth down 123 times in 9 seasons. Matt Rhule, if he keeps up at the pace that he's at through nine games, he will go for it 234 times
Wow.
in 9 seasons. Now, I don't think he's going to keep up at that pace.
No.
But
But
I like the fact
that's a
that
lot more.